Here we go with episode 3 of So What's Next? I shared in episodes 1 and 2 how God impressed upon me that in order to effect long-term change in the areas of racism, bias, and social injustice, I need to vote and I need to share the gospel of Jesus Christ with everyone. The next thing he told me to do was to educate myself on systemic racism and racial bias. That one was hard. It was hard because it meant having to admit that I was severely uneducated on the very issues that led us to where we are today. It also meant admitting that I've had my head in the sand and that I've looked the other way because the issues didn't directly affect me. How can I possibly know what needs to change if I've been ignorant about how we got here in the first place? Ignorance is not always bliss. So I started doing my homework. And I finally understood what Reverend Jesse Jackson meant when he would say year after year that we are free, but not equal. In the past few weeks, I learned what systemic racism is and how prevalent it is in institutions and organizations all across the country. I learned about how the banking system used a practice called redlining to discriminate against Black communities when it came to borrowing and lending. I learned about how the American highway system was largely designed to separate Black neighborhoods from white ones. Yeah, I learned all of that just in the past few weeks, and I haven't even begun to scratch the surface. However, I also learned that, contrary to popular opinion, I can be a Bible-believing Christian and be actively engaged in the fight for justice and equality, so long as I am only promoting one agenda, and that's God's agenda. All of my actions must be rooted in the Word of God, and I must bring my faith in God and the power of prayer with me into this fight. Being educated on the historical factors that led us to where we are today puts me in a better position to identify and confront any forms of racism, bias, and social injustice. Yes, I said the word confront. I need to speak up, and I need to speak out. To be silent is to be complicit. I've got a lot more to learn, so I'm going to continue to educate myself. And I'm going to continue doing my part in the push for lasting change. So what's next for you?